I was originally diagnosed in 2010 with breast cancer after finding a lump during my regular breast self-exam in the shower. Visited my GYN at the time to discuss options and was kind of blown away by, you're too young for breast cancer. I was only 33 years old. After that, I just didn't take that for an answer and went and sought a second opinion to be diagnosed the following day with DCIS, stage 0. At that time, I put my trust in the surgeon, removed those lumps at that time, May 2010, and was sent to an oncologist for just oncology referral. Was told that because everything was stage 0, I really didn't have to do anything else. So 4 years later, I start my second journey with breast cancer, again diagnosed in the shower, in the same breast. I've just found 2 tiny nodules about the same quadrant as before. So this time, back to the surgeon, and once again told it was cancerous. This time it was invasive ductal stage 2. Of course, this time I wasn't so lucky and had to do chemo and radiation treatments. It was a total shock. Why young women? You really don't think about it at that age. Life is really just beginning. My children were young, and I had everything to live for. My children and husband were very supportive. In 2010, my little girl was only 6. My little boy was 10. The 6-year-old really did not understand at the time what was going on. The 10-year-old was very helpful. My husband, again, was very supportive. We did, I say, get off lucky that time. There wasn't a whole lot involved. Surgery recovery was very short. And then in 2014, of course, everybody's a little older and a little more responsible, so the kids were a huge help. They pitched in to do chores, clean the house, fold laundry. My husband was with me every step of the way. He was there for chemotherapy, rearranging his schedule to be there with me. Radiation wasn't so much so. I went after work every day, but he was always there for moral support and pitching in to do whatever he needed to do to help with the kids. My friends and family were so supportive. Lots of friends that would just come by and take the kids for the afternoon, take the kids to their sports or movies, homecoming dances, whatever it was they needed to do to keep their lives as normal as possible. Chemotherapy was tough on me on the weekends. Therapy was on Thursdays, so usually by Saturdays I was down and out for the weekend. Several of my coworkers put together a Take Them a Meal website that you just log into, and during the 5 months of chemo, we had a meal brought at least 3 times a week to ease the strain on my husband and my children from having to worry about a meal. I was able to work all the way through treatment every day except my therapy day, and those were just intensive therapy days, usually consisting of anywhere from 3.5 to 4 hours, heavy medications to actually be able to tolerate the chemotherapy, steroids, Benadryl. So typically Thursday was a washout. I would go back to work on Friday and then rest through the weekend and be back at it Monday morning. Cancer is physically, emotionally, financially draining. Every day is a struggle. Even a year later, fatigue is tiring. I work still today full time, and going home in the afternoon, sometimes I'm just physically exhausted. I really have, in the last probably 6 months, tried to get back to exercising. In the last 5 to 6 weeks, I've been off and not been able to do any physical activity due to another surgery related to breast cancer. Probably the most unexpected sources of support were just random phone calls, text messages, random cards in the mail that showed up at just the most inopportune moment and would say, we're praying for you, or we're thinking about you. Church, I was on a prayer chain where I had a prayer warrior actually call me once a week to get an update on things that were going on with treatment and how I was feeling and any of my specific prayer needs. I believe there are so many young women impacted here in our state by breast cancer, and mainly because insurance companies are not recommending mammograms for young women under the age of 40, and the doctors are not going to order those for that reason. And there's so many women out there that just kind of get lost in that shuffle of not having someone that can advise them or guide them on the proper avenues to reach out to. Just like me, the first time, had I just gone back to work and moved on with my life, I don't know where that stage 0 cancer would have turned up next. I could have very easily been a stage 4 by the time I was 37 years old. And it seemed like every woman that reached out to me during my journey was over 50. Not that didn't impact anyone, them any different, but it just affected their lifestyle a little differently. And I want to be able to help other younger women, learn what to do or feel more comfortable getting through this journey with their children and their husband, or maybe even those young women that haven't had a chance to have a family yet. I really feel like my children have become stronger. Our family has become stronger. There's lifestyle changes that we have made that I will never take for granted. Being able to spend more time with them. I make it a point to spend more time with them because, tomorrow is not promised. I really think just maybe a stronger resources. There just didn't seem to be young people to relate to and understand. And every cancer journey is different regardless of the type cancer, but I think just having young children and needing that support and a little bit of guidance just to get through the busy everyday lifestyle that we live today. My children tease me to this day about it, talking about hot flashes. One of the chemotherapies caused horrific hot flashes, and we have remote control fans at our house, so out of the blue I would reach over and hit the fan button, and they always told me, "Mom's got the fan on helicopter mode." They laughed about that, and the next minute I'd freeze. My name is Jami Watson, and I am a breast cancer survivor.